Footage of a girl believed to be Celeste at David's concert in late August has surfaced, which would be the last date she was seen alive, but the internet is divided on the latest update about this footage. A girl who looks a lot like Celeste was spotted at David's concert on either the 23rd or the 24th of August in Silver Spring, Maryland. She was up on the balcony on the side of the stage watching on.
A brand new clip just exploded online, and it's got everyone shook. A girl who looks way too much like Celeste was spotted at one of David's concerts. And the way David freaked out when he saw her, man, it had folks convinced his hands ain't as clean as he's been claiming. To make things even hotter, rumors started flying that 5-0 might already be circling him. The walls are closing in fast. Let's break it all down because this story is getting messier by the day. The tragedy of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez has had Los Angeles in a chokehold ever since her decomposed body was discovered on September 8, 2025. Where was she found? In the front trunk, the frunk, of a Tesla Model X registered to young rising singer David Burke. The city froze when that news dropped. This wasn't just another Hollywood headline. This was a nightmare come to life. Celeste, who grew up in LA, had a reputation for running away from home, and she'd already been listed as missing since April 2024. But the last confirmed footage of her alive came from a liquor store camera way back in March of that year. Her mom had even told reporters she suspected Celeste was seeing someone named David, though the family had never once met him. That detail alone had people side-eyeing David hard, like, what was he hiding? The Tesla itself added another layer of creepiness. That car had been towed to Hollywood Tow on Bluebird Avenue on September 3rd after neighbors noticed it abandoned in the Hollywood Hills near Doheny Drive. Locals swore it had been parked there for weeks. By the time the tow yard workers went near it, they were hit with a foul smell oozing from the car. They called LAPD, and when cops popped open the frunk, boom, Celeste's remains were inside. But here's where the story turns sinister. The autopsy results released late September didn't even give a clear cause of death yet. Toxicology tests were still pending, but the report confirmed she'd been dead for weeks before being found. That suggested she died late July or early August 2025. Which raised even more eyebrows, because David's tour hadn't kicked off until after that. Then came the twist no one saw coming. On September 23rd, somebody slid into the comments of a true crime post about Celeste's case and dropped grainy photos plus a short video from David's August 24th show at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. What did it show? A girl in a black tube top and dark-washed jeans posted up in the VIP balcony, standing right next to a young dude fans swear is David's own brother, Caleb Burke. Within hours, social media blew up. Big accounts reposted it, views shot into the millions, and everyone was losing their minds. Because if that girl really was Celeste, then she was alive and vibing just 15 days before cops found her body rotting in that Tesla. The timeline didn't add up. Keyboard detectives were on it instantly. They zoomed in on her chin cleft, a unique feature Celeste was known for, and people swore it was a match. They even claimed David's quick glance toward the balcony proved he knew she was there. Reddit became ground zero for theories. Side-by-side photos popped up everywhere. The liquor store footage from March 2024, where Celeste rocked her Hello Kitty sandals, versus the mysterious balcony girl. Even mainstream media couldn't ignore it anymore. By September 24th, Fox 11 LA ran a segment interviewing a worried parent who straight up said, "That's Celeste, no cap. David's crew is up there with her. His own brother's right beside her. That's chilling." By the very next day, September 25th, the story had gone global. UK's The Independent pushed it too, spreading the frenzy overseas. And here's why the clip was both hypnotizing and horrifying. The timing. If Celeste was really at that show alive and well on August 24th, how in the world could her body be that decomposed just 12 days later? And this is where we gotta slam the brakes for a sec, because what was on the line here wasn't just speculation, it was the entire foundation of the case. If this viral clip really did show Celeste Rivas alive at that concert, it would flip the whole investigation upside down. It would prove she wasn't gone when everybody thought. It would put her in David's circle weeks later, possibly chilling with his brother Caleb in plain sight. That would tighten the timeline into a razor-thin window and spark way darker questions about what actually went down in those last days, or even last hours, of her life. The problem? What started as people trying to ID a mystery girl in the crowd spiraled into a full-blown internet witch hunt. And the consequences? They were about to get serious for everyone involved. So let's really break down what people saw in this footage, because every tiny detail mattered. The timestamp? August 24th, 2025, at about 9:15 p.m. Eastern, right in the middle of David's set at the Fillmore Silver Spring, a historic 2,000-capacity venue at 8650 Colesville Road in Maryland. The show was sold out, tickets going for $45, and fans were packed wall to wall. Now here's what the video showed. The camera pans toward the balcony overlooking the stage, and there's this girl, somewhere between 16 and 20 years old, leaning against the railing like she owned the spot. She's rocking a fitted black tube top, high-waisted dark jeans, layered necklaces, and rocking straight dark hair parted down the middle. And that chin? With the cleft? Fans swore it was Celeste. Even her outfit was a dead ringer for selfies she posted in 2023. Right beside her, a lanky teen in a hoodie. Viewers went crazy, insisting it was Caleb Burke, David's 19-year-old younger brother. Alongside them were two more girls in crop tops, vibing and waving glow sticks. But here's what sent antennas up everywhere. Mid-song, during Feel It, David literally pauses, points at the balcony crew, smiles, and mouths something. The audio doesn't catch it, but fans were lip-reading and claimed he said, "Y'all up there wildin'?" The girl waved back, and David's grin. Way too personal. Fans swore it was flirty, and they tied it right back to all the whispers of him having a secret thing with Celeste. And just when you thought the story couldn't get murkier, boom, more evidence popped up. A blurry backstage pic allegedly leaked from Caleb's phone on Discord showed the same girl hugging up on him after the show, timestamped 11:47 p.m., August 24th. Another shot, originally from the venue's Instagram story before it got deleted, showed that same balcony squad posing with glow sticks like nothing was wrong. People started saying this was too perfect, like all the clues were falling into place to support the worst narrative possible. Even the tour schedule lined up. David had been locked in the Northeast from August 20th to the 28th. Meanwhile, his Tesla, the one later found with Celeste's body inside, was parked back in LA, racking up parking tickets on August 28th and again on September 6th. To fans, that was damning proof the girl at the concert had to be Celeste. But hold up, there were red flags people ignored. The medical examiner's report had Celeste listed at just 5'1" and about 71 pounds. But the girl in the video? She didn't look that tiny. Still, once the internet locked in on a theory, there was no turning back. For most folks online, this wasn't maybe Celeste. To them, it was definitely her. No questions asked. The idea that it could all be one tragic coincidence, just a random girl who happened to look like her, didn't stand a chance against the story that was forming. The puzzle pieces seemed to click too neatly. And then, right when the frenzy hit a fever pitch, came the revelation that exposed just how reckless and dangerous online speculation can get when it spirals out of control. On September 25th, everything changed. Then came the bombshell that shut the internet down. News Nation's Banfield show aired an exclusive segment that cut through all the noise and ended the speculation cold. The mystery girl on the balcony wasn't Celeste at all. It was 18-year-old Mia Lopez, a die-hard David superfan straight out of Bethesda, Maryland. She'd hit that concert with her girls and ended up linking with Caleb Burke after the two had connected on TikTok. Mia stepped forward once she saw her face blowing up online, and she brought receipts, real ones, her ticket stub showing seat B12 in the balcony, selfies timestamped August 24th, even a photo of her wristband from the venue. All undeniable proof that she was the girl in the video. Case closed on that front. But the knockout punch came from science. Forensic pathologist Dr. Judy Melanin, who was consulted by News Nation, confirmed Celeste's estimated time of death was late July to early August 2025, weeks before the concert footage was even recorded. She based that conclusion on insect activity and tissue breakdown found inside the frunk. That means the timeline just didn't line up. Celeste couldn't have been at that show, period. The LAPD even stepped into the conversation. During a September 27th press conference, they didn't name names, but made it clear they were aware of the viral frenzy and stressed that online theories weren't aligning with the actual evidence. But here's the wild part. Even with Mia Lopez publicly showing her face and dropping proof, even with pathologists saying no way, even with cops basically confirming the footage was meaningless, people still clung to the theory. Comment sections stayed flooded with believers insisting, "No, that was Celeste. We know what we saw." That's the power of the internet. Once an image takes hold, people can't unsee it. And the emotional weight of the coincidence kept feeding the conspiracy. So where does that leave the real case? Let's get into the hard facts. As of September 30th, 2025, the LAPD's Hollywood Division Homicide Unit is leading the investigation into Celeste's death. Officially, it's still labeled a death investigation, not a homicide. But cops made it clear whoever stashed her body inside that Tesla committed a crime, no matter the cause of death. No arrests have been made, no suspects publicly named. And despite the internet pointing fingers, David Burke hasn't been listed as a person of interest. He's kept dead silent through all of this, even canceling his US tour dates to lay low. Meanwhile, on September 29th, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner released Celeste's death certificate. It confirmed she was not pregnant, and hadn't been pregnant within the year before her death. That one document instantly shut down another wave of rumors that had been spiraling online. But the most critical details, her exact cause and manner of death, are still pending, with toxicology and lab work ongoing. And then, Captain Scott M. Williams, the commanding officer of LAPD's Hollywood Division, gave People magazine a rare, on-the-record update. His words were chilling. "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk of David Burke's Tesla. We know that Tesla was parked at the tow location for several weeks, so it is very likely Celeste had been dead for several weeks prior to being discovered." Williams made it clear, until toxicology comes back, no one can say for sure what killed her. But one fact remains, somebody put Celeste in that car, and that somebody is still out there. Right now, the biggest unanswered question is this: does anyone carry criminal responsibility for Celeste's death beyond just hiding her body? Authorities haven't confirmed foul play yet, but they've made it clear. The probe is still wide open, and investigators are actively looking at whether someone set out to harm her. And this is where the timeline becomes absolutely critical. The Tesla wasn't just abandoned, it was ticketed on August 28th and again on September 3rd, before being impounded on September 6th. At first, the tow yard paperwork didn't mention a smell. But by September 8th, that odor had become undeniable, forcing cops to pop the frunk and uncover the nightmare inside. So where's the investigation really heading now? LAPD has been grinding hard, hitting multiple angles to build their case. On September 17th and 18th, homicide detectives raided David's West Hollywood rental spot, the same neighborhood where the Tesla had been parked. They walked out with his laptop, multiple evidence bags, and possibly phones and hard drives. No arrests yet, and David himself wasn't even there. Meanwhile, investigators combed through the spot where the Tesla had been sitting. They recovered items of interest, and the vehicle itself has now become the crown jewel of evidence. One detective was quoted calling it the centerpiece of the whole case. And here's where the tech piece gets wild. The Model X is being stripped forensically top to bottom. DNA swabs pulled from bags, partial prints reported in leaks, tire tread analysis, app logs, even OBD2 port data. Tesla's subpoenaed records showed the frunk was opened on July 28th. Right after the car last drove from David's crib. That could very well be the moment Celeste's body was placed inside. The catch? Tesla's Sentry Mode cameras were switched off, meaning no surveillance footage of who touched the car. That missing video could have cracked the case, but now detectives are leaning on digital breadcrumbs. Subpoenas went out to Discord, TikTok, and X for Celeste's accounts. What came back? Emo posts about toxic love and geotags near David's place. David's phone records are under review, and alleged DMs from 2023 have stirred serious concern. Witness canvassing around David's neighborhood turned up over 20 statements. Some neighbors say they saw a teen girl, possibly Celeste, at parties before his tour kicked off. TMZ even dropped resurfaced footage from August 2024, showing Celeste in a heated fight with an unidentified man, complicating the "she went missing" in April narrative the media ran with at first. Emerging leads? Fake IDs. Sources claim Celeste had been using them to pass herself off as 19 to get into clubs, possibly how she linked with David's circle. Her family also handed over photos showing bruises, though the timing of those injuries remains unclear. But let's address the elephant in the room, the damage caused by that viral concert footage. Even though it was debunked within 48 hours, the harm was already done. The internet had painted David as guilty in the court of public opinion, and Mia Lopez, the innocent fan misidentified as Celeste, got doxxed and harassed before her name was even cleared. That's the brutal side of digital mob justice. We've seen this before in high-profile tragedies, from Maury Davis to Gabby Petito, where the internet races to solve the case. But instead, innocent people get caught in the crossfire while the actual investigation gets slowed down. Celeste's family has begged the public to stop fueling rumors and instead give real tips to LAPD at 213-485-2500. Their focus: justice, not clout. And that's the heartbreaking truth here. As of right now, the case remains open. DNA results from the bags are still being processed. Toxicology is expected mid-October. A massive digital evidence dump is on the horizon. If homicide is officially ruled, warrants will follow. And David's silence won't shield him forever. What we know for certain is this: a 15-year-old girl is gone. Her body was hidden in circumstances that are beyond suspicious. Somebody knows what happened. Somebody put her in that Tesla. And justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez will only come from patient professional investigation, not wild theories and internet detectives chasing grainy clips. The concert footage saga proved one thing: when people rush to play detective, the fallout can destroy lives, derail investigations, and pile more pain onto grieving families. And if this case teaches us anything, it's this: always check if you're looking at real evidence or just seeing what you want to believe. This story is far from over. The next updates could change everything, so don't miss what happens next. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest on Celeste's case and the shocking twists still to come.